2016 was a great year for games, but only 5 games can make it to my personal top 5 games of the year. What games are in my top 5, you ask? Well, I will tell you that in this video. Share your top 5 in the comments down below and don't forget to hit that like button. Could be that some games like Final Fantasy 15, Dishonored 2 and Hitman would be in my top 5 games of 2016 if I would have played them. Sadly, you only have so many hours in the day, so you have to pick and choose what you're going to play. And one of those games is Titanfall 2. Let's start with my number 5. I never really tried the first Titanfall since I didn't own an Xbox One and Kinect. I mean, back when Titanfall released on the Xbox One, you could only get it for $500 with that stupid camera. And I simply don't play a lot of shooters on PC because, of course, Titanfall also released on PC. And I didn't own an Xbox 360. Anyway, Titanfall 2 really surprised me. Not in terms of multiplayer, which is fine. Not really a big fan. On the other hand, the single player, I mean, I played Call of Duty Battlefield 1, but Titanfall 2 has the most interesting campaign for sure. It's not only about shooting your enemies, but every level there's a new gadget that you have to use in order to advance. And that really results in some puzzle-like gameplay, which is great for the variation. I don't want to spoil too much, but it really opened up some interesting gameplay twists that you normally don't find in many first-person shooters. Combine that with the fact that the gameplay is just super fluid, the wall running, the sliding, it really feels great. Some environments just look incredible visual wise, and the game features fucking dinos. And yeah, you know, I love those. There are not a lot of games where I say oh my god many times, so yes, I will not forget this single player for a very long time. After quitting the first Watch Dogs game about halfway through, I left the game with an urge for a sequel that would do it right. The idea that you can hack people in an open world and manipulate enemies or robots that way is just super interesting. But the boring character story, the simplistic gameplay in the original Watch Dogs just didn't do it for me. They could easily improve on this, and they did it with Watch Dogs 2. And I was completely lost in the good imagination of San Francisco for a very long time and enjoyed toying around with the many possibilities that the game lets you explore. Sometimes in games skill trees are like useless because you can simply finish everyone without even opening that window. But in Watch Dogs 2 that is different. If you wanted to be that monster assassin that could finish a mission without even getting into the freaking building, you had to experiment and spend those skill points wisely. The many missions that had a lot of variation through the different things you could interact with, and in terms of building architecture, it was fun to infiltrate a company like Facebook for example, but also an underground hideout of the Mafia. The story was okay, but especially the characters made this Watch Dogs way more lovable. And even if you don't want to take down the evil corporation that is Bloom, you could still get some skill points or money by clearing out camps, which made San Francisco a great playground to get lost in. I remember back in the day, the game that made me buy a PS3 was Ratchet and Clank Tools of Destruction. Articles saying that the graphics matched the level of a Pixar movie were maybe a little overreacting, but with Disney Ratchet and Clank on PS4, it's not misplaced at all. The first gameplay video was already great, but seeing Ratchet and his buddy Clank move in this beautiful colorful world on my own TV screen was just simply mind-blowing. Add the amazing gameplay to the mix that never gets old because of the many different elements that they introduced in every planet that you visit in this game, and you have one of the best Ratchet and Clank games yet. And yes, there are a lot. 1, 2, 3, 14. And no, I don't count this stupid mobile game. Back to the PS4 version anyway. My only complaint is that it's simply too easy. I played the game on hard and it was still an easy ride for me as a veteran Ratchet and Clank player. I mean, of those 14 games, I played them all except for Nexus, so that says a lot about me. But this is a common issue in Insomniac games, and that kinda sucks. Hopefully they will improve the difficulty. Anyway, that Ratchet and Clank is still on my number 3, says a lot, and is of course also thanks to the amazing weapons. The disco ball never gets old, you can even make bosses dance as you can see right now, and the pixel gun was also a nice new addition. Another amazing fact is that the game launched with a $40 price tag and is now available for $20, so where the heck are you waiting for? What is this? Wait, this game is not playable on a console. Yes, I do play a lot of PC games as well, and my favorite game this year on the PC was Chronicle Runescape Legends. I also made a ton of videos about it on the channel. It's like Hearthstone, but not. It's a card game as well, based on a super popular game, in this case RuneScape, but the gameplay is super different from these standard card games like Magic and Hearthstone. In this game you need to think ahead, while in these other games it's really for people that are skilled enough. In Chronicle you put down 4 cards in each round. There are 5 rounds in total, so after those 5 rounds it's over, you go head to head. What's interesting is that you need to kill the monster cards you put on the field, so not the monster cards that your opponent puts on the field. Killing one of those cards results in a reward that can be gold, a weapon to easily kill your next card, or to hit your enemy with, let's say, 5 damage. It's all about putting down the cards in a good order, but also about thinking what your enemy can do to hurt you. So for example, he hits you and then you can kill the monster that you put down. So you really have to think about that sort of stuff. It's totally different thinking than a normal card game. Combine that with the fact that the games are very short, like I said, 5 rounds in total, so 5 till 10 minutes max. The fact that the different characters you can choose and create a deck around are very well designed, so you immediately know, oh, that's that guy, he needs to collect coins. Oh, that's that guy, he needs to get armor. So you really know what you're up against. You can really learn the characters pretty fast. And of course, there is RuneScape music. I played this MMO a lot back in the day, and the music still brings back those times. So, yes please. A sad side note though, it's free to play, but it's kinda hard to recommend right now. Sadly, not a lot of people are playing it anymore, and the developers kinda dropped the ball in terms of support. So, I reached out to them with a ton of questions. I also write for IGN, so yeah, hoping to do an article about that, but I'm still waiting to hear back from them. So hopefully we will hear some interesting answers, that they are not like entirely dropping the support, still have faith in the game. But right now I can just say that this game is very good, but that. Anyway, number 1 time. Oh man, I could not wait for this game. Played all the previous games with so much love, and to finally see the series run on PS4, it totally blew my mind. Of course I'm talking about Uncharted 4. I wanna applaud this game for being so impressive in terms of voice acting and story moments that really touch me. It's not even like you're watching a movie sometimes, but just a real conversation between real persons. The voice acting, the motion capture, the script, it's all so on point that I could not wait to see what cutscene I would get to watch next. Luckily the gameplay is also a lot of fun with some new elements like the rope. They then got a little more room to move this time. The shooting is also still great, but it's not like forced in. There were a lot of moments where your pistol is in the holster for a very long time, because it simply didn't make sense that the otherwise super present enemies would come in to mess with your plan again. The story was an Uncharted story where you had to track down this treasure, blah blah, but it doesn't really matter if the places you get to visit during this journey are mind-blowing, mostly because of the amazing graphics that the PS4 brings to the table. I totally expected something else in terms of ending, but this was great too. Heck, maybe even better. And then I'm not even talking about the amazing epilogue. Naughty Dog, give me your next game right now, please. And of course that would be The Last of Us Part 2, but I still think that we would wait till like 2019. Anyway, we have the Uncharted The Lost Legacy like story expansion coming out next year. So super hyped about that. Maybe it will get to my top 5 again next year. We'll have to wait and see.
Nowhere to run.
Shit! Back up! Going for back! No!
So there you have it, my top 5 games of 2016. Now it's your turn. Share your top 5 games of 2016 in the comments down below. I'm super interested. Subscribe for way more gaming content. Like the video if you did, and I will speak to you next time. Goodbye guys. It was a great 2016 for games. Let's hope for a better 2017. I think we'll totally get a better year next year. I mean, Horizon, South Park, Mass Effect, Red Dead. Oh my god, I'm even missing a lot of games. For Honor, it's Wildlands, Assassin's Creed Empire, Battlefront 2. Maybe I will just make a list of games coming up in 2017 that will be super awesome. Good idea, good idea. See that next time.